Tuesday. It's around exactly 12 o'clock, and I'm headed into work. We just finished my son's well child check for the year, and he did fantastic. He didn't have to get any shots, which he was very excited about, and he went and got measured and weighed and was exactly 4 feet, which for a 6-year-old was like the 83rd percentile for height, and he weighed 50 pounds, which was the 67th percentile for weight. So I was relieved on that. He's sort of a picky eater. He eats really well, but he only eats certain things and eats the same thing pretty much all the time. I know all kids have this, but one of his major issues with regard to his autism has to do with texture. So a lot of the vegetables that he should be eating and things like that, he refuses, because it makes him dry heave. It's really kind of sad. That and most meats. And he's actually allergic to chicken, so we can't do a lot of chicken meals. He loves turkey, but he's kind of picky about beef. So I was just concerned that he might be underweight, but they said that he looked really good. He was doing exactly what he needed to do growth-wise. And they are scheduling an MRI for him. He was born with a condition that is called cerebral bilateral ventriculomegaly. And on ultrasound, it actually looked very similar to hydrocephalus. In his particular case, see if I can explain this fast. You have a ventricle in the top of or two ventricles in the top of your brain that actually should go down the side and a little bit down towards the back. And his, rather than growing down the back, stopped at the top of his head and spreads out. So he has the right amounts of cerebrospinal fluid in his brain, but they are held in the wrong parts of his brain. So that has led to a lot of the problem with his ability to grasp fine motor skills and things like that. And it's just something that they told me. He had an MRI when he was around 1 year old or a little bit younger, and they told me every 3 to 5 years, but that they would hold off unless he had trouble until he started school. And so since he's going into school this month, I talked to him about that, and they're going to get it scheduled and get him in to do that. Unfortunately, then, to get the results, we have to travel 2 hours to see his neurologist, because the one locally, I don't know a lot of detail about, but my particular pediatrician has made the comment that he really prefers to not work with him, that he doesn't get notes back in a timely manner, and he doesn't get reports back very quickly. A lot of times he has to request them several times before he gets them, and if it's something that major, and especially to do with a child's brain, I don't want to be waiting a long time, whether it's good or bad results. I just want to know as quickly as possible. So I don't know how quickly they'll be able to get it set up, but I guess that within probably 6 weeks we'll have had that and be going to see his neurologist. I'm hoping that it's just going to be kind of a routine thing, and they'll say, oh no, everything still looks fine, his levels are okay. But he has started complaining some of headaches. He does have bad allergies, so that may be all that it is. But I always ask him to point to where his head hurts, and more times than not, he points to the part of his head where that fluid level is abnormal. So I just, for peace of mind, would like to get it checked out. And in the event that fluid levels are too high or something like that, we would be looking at the possibility of doing a shunt placement to help drain that fluid. I try to not even think about that because I don't want to think of my baby having surgery on his head, but it is a possibility. So we are looking at just what all we have to do to get him taken care of, and hopefully that will all get set up pretty quickly. His doctor's office is usually really good to get things set up like that for us. So what else has gone on today? That's been the main thing. I did weigh in this morning, and after working out yesterday and doing a lot of water and tea rather than Diet Dr. Pepper, I was down 2 full pounds. So I think we're gonna be saying goodbye to Cokes. I say that every year, about every 6 months, but I also did some reading this morning while I was waiting for his appointment, and didn't realize how different the amount of sodium allowed a day was if you were diabetic. I thought that it was only if you had specific issues on blood pressure or things like that, but it is a full 800 micrograms less than the average allowable for an adult with no health problems. So, in case you didn't know, yes, we know aspartame is bad and all the other artificial sweeteners are horrible, but one of the replacements that they do to make diet sodas taste better is they fill them with sodium. And I am one that I get like a 1 liter of Diet Dr. Pepper and sip on it throughout the day. But I added up, and in 1 liter of Diet Dr. Pepper, there is about 170 milligrams or micrograms of sodium. So, needless to say, we'll be doing tea. Tea and water. My boss is really good to keep tea made at work, and so I'm going to just focus on drinking that. Might still occasionally let myself splurge and have some kind of soda, but I figure it will probably be better to just go cold turkey. I know the headaches are going to be awful, but I can get Excedrin or something like that. It's got caffeine in it to stave off the headaches and things like that. But I really want to lose this weight. I really want to see big goals met by the end of the year. And I know to do that, I've got to change my nutrition habits and just be more aware of what's going into my body. And so I'm trying to make small changes. Like I said yesterday, I am bad about eating breakfast. Sometimes I forget lunch. So what I've been doing is keeping protein bars with me. So if I don't have time or just don't feel like eating a whole lot for breakfast or for lunch, I can at least have that, and it gives me a good jump start on my carbs and a good jump start on my protein for the day. And I did that yesterday, and that was all that I ate before I went to work out, and I still felt like I had a really good workout. I did that and I think it was walnuts before I went and worked out. I didn't have trouble with low blood sugar or anything like that. So, I may just stick with that for now. Today is going to be a splurge day as far as lunch because my boss ordered me a calzone. And I'm going to enjoy every bite of it. But I am getting to work now. We already have leaves changing. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. I guess soon we'll be talking about August being a fall month. But I am getting to work, so I'm going to close for now, and we'll talk again probably after I get out of the gym. is about 10 minutes of 6, and I'm on my way out from the gym. I got there later than I normally do today because I was making up some time at work for the time that I had to miss this morning for my son's appointment, and so I didn't get to the gym until about 45 minutes later than I normally do. But it was a good workout. I got about an hour and 15 minutes worth of cardio in. Didn't do any lifting today. Trying to kind of keep it changed up so that my body doesn't get used to what I do and plateau again. I weighed in today and was seeing some progress, so I'm hoping to continue seeing that. My goal for every day this week is to keep up the 800 calorie burn, and I did 813, I think it was today. So yay for being consistent. And Wednesdays usually are a really good day for me in the gym too. The day that seems to really be lacking for me is Fridays, and I think it's hard for me to get motivated because there's so few people in the gym. I mean, it's nice to not have to wait for machines and things like that, but when there's not really anybody there, it's hard for me to stay motivated. So, I don't know, I need to come up with a good playlist for Fridays on my phone or something like that. But I'm actually headed to Walmart. I think I mentioned in another vlog or earlier today that usually my son just flips out when we go to the doctor. He did so well today. I was really, really proud of him, and he absolutely loves Despicable Me 2, and his DVD has gone missing. I've looked everywhere I can possibly think of for it, and he has really been missing watching it, so I'm going to pick him up a new copy of that. So we'll probably watch that tonight and play some, and need to start working on getting into bedtime and wake up routine as far as school is concerned, because I'm used to both his appointments and my work time starting 9 o'clock or later, and so we're up by 8 o'clock most days, but I don't know for sure what time he's going to start school. It's either 7:45 or 8. And then my work day is going to start immediately after I drop him off at school. So Mama has to get into the school routine too. But I'm hoping that we can get in movie time tonight and some good play time. While I was doing my cardio, I started reading a book that I got on Kindle called Autism: A Practical Parenting, or A Practical Guide for Parents. And I promise you, it's like this author wrote the book about my son, because so much of what she has suggested and covered, it's like, oh, I never thought to try that, but that's exactly how he reacts to such and such situation. And so we are going to try some of the stuff that I read about today. I'm about halfway through the book, and one of the things was interactive play, and it's one of those things you don't really think about a whole lot. She talked about how with babies and toddlers, it's something that is done pretty immediately because they hyper focus on you. They don't really look at or focus on anything else, and that the hard part of doing that with a child with autism is that you a lot of times either don't get any feedback or you get very limited feedback from them, where like with a baby, if they like something, they coo at you. If they don't like something, they cry. If they are afraid of something, they cry or turn away from it or whatever. And a child with autism, even high functioning, a lot of times will not react that way. They may show absolutely no emotion whatsoever. So it was talking about how to do interactive play, but let the child kind of lead as far as how the play goes. Like, they may not use a toy in a traditional manner. Instead of using a block to build with, or a Lego to build with, they might turn it over and treat it like it's a container of some kind. Or I can't remember anything else she specifically suggested, but just instead of trying to force them into using it the traditional way, make the play about them and about how they want to use the items that they're playing with, and how doing that helps to build trust and opens them up to want to try to do new things and different things. And one of the obstacles with autism is that a lot of times children get stuck in a rut of doing what they're hyper focused on, because they tend to fixate on one type of thing or one subject matter or something like that. For Camden, for the longest time, it was fire trucks. Now it's superheroes, and I mean, to the point that he will only answer some days to superhero names, or, which some kids do that in general, and just, it's a hyper focus. Like, we can't go to church without people knowing who he is that day because he won't answer to them. So it gave some really good points, and I think I'll probably end up finishing it tonight. I'll probably lay down and read it as I'm getting ready to go to bed. It's a quick read, but it's got so much good information in it, and it's given me some ideas of some things to try that I wouldn't have thought to try before, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, I am headed to Walmart. I'm going to see if I can pick up some new sensory objects for him as well. He's been having to work a lot on fine motor, excuse the bumps. He's been having to work a lot on fine motor skills, and he's got therapy putty, which is similar to silly putty, but it's a lot stronger. And one of the things that they do is bury pegs or beads into it, and so I'm going to see if I can find some good sized beads that we can put in there for him to have to pull out. Because he's really fascinated lately with Play-Doh as well, and so I think it would be a good time to be working on things like that with him, because he sees it as a game. He doesn't see it as work or as hard. So I think I'm gonna try that, and I'm ready to just go home and take a shower and relax a little bit. So I guess that I will close this out for now and get today's and yesterday's vlog up. I'll post them at the same time, but I'll probably post them individually because I don't want to make one ridiculously long vlog. And I think if I put all of my footage together, it's going to be like an hour long. So, look for a couple of videos tonight. And, well, obviously, if you're watching this one, you are watching the second one of the two, so whatever. But everyone have a good Tuesday evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.